trying to find the time for the Mr. Olympia. October 9th through 12th.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I may be gone that weekend, though. I may be at Squirrel Camp. Hunting
Squirrel
tree
Camp?
rats. Yeah. I tell that to people, and I always get the same response. They
Yeah.
like, look at me like, are you serious? That's a thing?
Yeah, camp. Like you have to...
Yeah. we go to the family farm, and we have deer camp, we have squirrel camp. In squirrel camp, we hunt squirrels one morning, but the majority of the camp is working on the cabin. So like we got to bush hog the fields.
Okay.
We got to work on the cabin. We got to brush hog the bank.
How many squirrels do you bag?
Normally, I think the limit's 11.
There's a limit?
Yeah, there's limits on everything. But I'm pretty
Please tell me
sure
there's no Gabe Morton that comes and checks your squirrel count.
there is. I mean, like I don't think they've ever checked us, and we're friends with the game warden down there, so it's no big deal.
All right, so to put that into context, when I lived up in northern Minnesota, we would just go out on the deck and take squirrels out of the trees randomly because they were nuisance animals.
Yeah, well, if you're hunting them,
red squirrels were nuisance animals, and they would get into everything, and they would climb on my parents' house and just not. So we would.
I mean, they can certainly be a nuisance, and that's kind of like a separate category. But if you're hunting them, it's a small game license, so it applies for like rabbits, squirrels, things like that. And I think squirrel limit is 11 in that zone.
Do you eat them?
Yeah. Yeah, they make squirrel and dumplings with them. I don't eat dumplings, obviously. But yeah, so everybody that hunts normally comes back with 3 to 4, 5, 6 squirrels. And there's normally like 10, 12 of us down there, so it's a pretty good pile of squirrels.
So you have like 70 squirrels hanging out.
Yeah, and then everybody, we boil them. So we skin them, gut them, and then we cut like the legs. That's where most of the meat is. And then we'll take all those chunks, put them in a big stainless steel kettle, and then they boil all day long. And then after they're done cooling, you just peel the meat off the bone. Then we make squirrel and dumplings. So,
I'm like mind boggled right now.
Yeah. So
what are the macros on squirrel meat?
They're pretty lean. Pretty lean.
Like venison?
Yeah, it's kind of like rabbit, honestly. But squirrels are cool, man. Like I actually enjoy squirrel hunting more than deer hunting because with squirrel hunting, like you're able to just walk around. You're looking up in the trees. Like you see a lot more.
Well, yeah, sure. There's probably quite a few more squirrels than there are deer.
Yeah, and you take, I don't know, it's just peaceful out there. Yeah, it's just cool. I like it. Take a squirrel hunting sometime, man. Take a squirrel hunting.
Okay.
Anyways, what was I about to? We got a couple of main things that we want to make sure we hit on. One is the fact that we just got back from Rocktown Naturals bodybuilding show, which is the second year for that show. It was in Little Rock, Arkansas on Saturday. Keto Brick sponsored it, so you were rocking the Keto Brick booth. I was going to be a judge, then I got asked to MC, so I was MCing the whole time. First time doing that. I feel like it went pretty smooth.
Yeah, I agree. I popped my head in numerous times throughout the event, just kind of see how things were going.
I think they had like 19 total competitors, so relatively smaller in that regard, but like their bikini class and their classic physique class were pretty stacked.
They were stacked.
Like,
they were huge.
10 in classic. And the guy that won the overall in classic, I mean, I talked to him afterwards. That was his fourth show this year.
I think he did the Wisconsin show.
He looked good.
Yeah, like he looked familiar. I'm pretty sure he was at the show I just did a couple weeks ago.
He looked real good. I was talking to him, like, man, you got to do my show in September. He's like, man, I'm done. I've been in prep for 29 weeks or whatever it was. But he looked good, man. Like he deserved
to win
for sure. He had the
and
right
his posing was dialed. Oh yeah,
he won the best poser too.
Yep.
But his posing was dialed. His symmetry was good. He could have gotten a little leaner, but he was in classic. So honestly, I think his physique for classic was perfect.
Because you don't want to overdo the lean.
He could have done bodybuilding. Like he could have competed in a bodybuilding class and totally looked the part. But yeah, he looked great. I'm gonna get him on the podcast. I was talking to him backstage. I'm like, hey man, let me dive deeper into your world. He's 29 years old.
I was just gonna say, how old is he? Okay,
29. So yeah, I'm gonna get him on the show. But yeah, the show itself was pretty cool. It's there was only one bodybuilding class. It was the 40 plus. There's only two competitors in that, so pretty light there. But
classic and bikini, those are gonna be the two top classes. I feel like.
Yep. There was like a teen that was like 16 years old. He was killing it. So it was cool. I feel like how'd it go from the booth standpoint? Like, did you get a lot of?
It was good.
Talk to you about that. Was it good?
It was good. A lot of people that had never heard of us and had a really good chance to give them a first impression. They loved it. And then there was actually quite a few people who are familiar with us, have seen us at other events, or just know who we are and what we do, or they've been past customers. And they came right over and they're like, oh yeah, this is my favorite one. And they were kind of like bringing their friends over, like, hey, you got to try this. You got to try this. There was a nutrition shop that was set up right around the corner. They had a booth there, and we had a chance to kind of mingle with them and talk about the nutrition that's in the bricks, the ingredients, and they had potential interest in maybe throwing them on their shelves.
Nice.
Just because they can see the potential in those. There was a table of military dudes. I think, was it Army?
Yeah, I think it was Army National Guard.
Was it Army National Guard? Yeah. They were right there next to me, and we had a chance to kind of exchange some facts and everything, or, just talk about the bricks and everything. And they were thinking that they'd be pretty sweet for military application. And I told them about that ruck research that we did. Yep. So it was good. We had a lot of interaction. When you were on stage emceeing and you mentioned, a little shout out to Keto Brick, and then intermission came and everything, we had a flood of people. Nice. We were the table, definitely. Good. And competitors, I did have a chance to talk to a lot of the competitors. They came over and got a handful of bricks for their post competition little treat, little sweets. It went good. They liked it. Yep.
Well, I had a call last night with the president of the WNBF with like a coach, or not coaches, but like a promoters meeting. And he's got a couple big shows. So he does the Muscle Mayhem show. He's got a show this, I think, August 2nd. Yeah, August 2nd. And we sent him a bunch of bricks for swag bags there. And it's cool because like Keto Brick's been sponsoring a bunch of these natural bodybuilding shows. So like we're putting them in the swag bags. But like the competitors that are not keto by any means are like starting to get introduced to Keto Brick, which is cool because it's perfect application in their regard, even if they're not keto for their pump up, show day. So I was talking to Bob, and I'm like, hey man, tell them this. Like this could basically replace their rice cake, peanut butter, honey jelly combo that they typically do. So hopefully we'll just keep getting the word out for natural bodybuilders in that.
Yeah, I was surprised how many people actually were familiar with Keto Brick.
Good.
At this show. Good. So it's cool. What else?
I haven't tried this. Is it good?
Yeah, fruit punch.
Zevia fruit punch. Is that like one of their new ones?
Yeah. There's a strawberry lemon burst or something like that. Oh, yeah.
Which one's your favorite Zevia?
Probably that strawberry lemon burst.
Yeah.
I got a couple in the fridge. Yep.
I'm rocking a coffee with some keto brains in it right now.
Oh, nice.
My nootropics in.
Yeah. A full scoop?
Full scoop, 16 grams, man. Don't
Sweet.
mess around.
I think it's 16.8, isn't it?
Yeah, I just did 16.
Yeah.
I just did 16. So we did the FGF 21 high fat 41 for you last week.
Yep. That just wrapped up on Saturday.
Yep.
That was the last day of that.
So now you're back to a standard distribution of macros.
Yep. Right now I'm at a 1-to-1. Fat
1
and
to
protein,
1
grams.
But higher calories than you were, lower than the FGF 21, but higher than what you were prior to the FGF 21. Yep. And you threw in some cauliflower rice during the high fat, which your GI did not tolerate super well.
I was not, I used to do a fair amount of that kind of thing. I have not it's probably been 5+ years. Mm-hmm. And so adding in the cauliflower rice as a vehicle for soaking up some of that extra dietary fat threw my GI into a whole new world, which if I were to continue doing that, I feel like it would probably right itself and it would just acclimate to that and it'd be fine. But I noticed bloat like that. I showed you a picture a half an hour after me eating that meal, and it looked like I was pregnant. It looked like I was forcefully extending my stomach.
Yeah,
and that was all bloat.
Like whenever you switch and you introduce carbs or fiber specifically, like you got to give yourself 2 weeks for the microbiome to acclimate. And we weren't really doing it for that. That was just a delivery vehicle for the fat.
Right.
So I'm not surprised that you had some bloat and water retention, intestinal fluid increase, but I think from a metabolic standpoint, it was probably favorable for you.
I think so, because I already yesterday was the first day back. Yesterday being Sunday, we're recording this on Monday. Yesterday was the first day back on just the standard macros. And today already, this morning, I can feel my hunger is like just dialed. Yeah. Like I'm going to probably eat lunch after we get done here.
Yeah.
So I can physically feel that has kind of clicked up a couple notches. I know that the water retention in the midsection bloat and just the softness is going to go away. I would imagine probably even this week. I'm just going to dial in the water, dial in the electrolytes, keep everything, on track and see how it goes. I'm up a few pounds, but I'm not really too worried about it in the long
and we got
run.
9 weeks until
9 weeks to go.
now,
I think it's 8 until like peak week. Yeah.
Yeah, so you got time to get dialed,
Mm-hmm.
and that water will flush out. It'll be good. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, me too.
You definitely bring a better package than your first show.
Yeah, I have a feeling this would be a good progressive week.
Yeah.
So stay tuned. Yep.
In other words, or in other news, you and I both just got done knocking out a VO₂ Max test for the first time.
Yes.
That was cool.
Yep.
So the place that we get our Dexa scans that just opened up, so we have Dexas locally now, which, speaking of, he's hooking up all of the people coming to my show, whether they're competitors or not, 50% discount on their Dexa scans and a free 3D imaging scan that he's hosting like an open house the week of the show.
We're going to do an open house Thursday night and an open house Friday morning.
Yeah, so that'll be cool. Yep. Anybody listening that's coming to the show as a competitor or an attendee, take advantage of that for sure.
Yeah.
But we got our VO₂ Max. I went in a couple months ago and did a RMR test, so resting metabolic rate test, which is pretty chill. Like you're just sitting in a chair, breathing normally for 15 minutes until it calculates your RMR. With the VO₂, and I put this in my newsletter, but basically it's designed to figure out what your maximum oxygen capacity is at an intense training session. And the way it's conducted for us is he has a treadmill, super nice treadmill, but he had a baseline test done. Yours was kind of more like a fast walk / jog. Mm-hmm. Mine was like a slow jog / faster jog. What was your base speed? Do you remember? 5 miles?
5.5 or 6.
I think mine was 6.
I think mine was 5.5 then.
Okay. And then they did like 5 minutes to establish a baseline, and then after that baseline, he would increase the climb, like a level every minute, I think.
Yeah, but we didn't start off at like the 5.5 or 6 miles an hour. Or mine, I didn't anyways.
No. So we started off, we scaled to our baseline speed, and the speed held constant, and then he would just increase the grade every minute.
Yep.
And your test was how long total?
I don't remember. Not as long as yours.
I think mine was
you held out
19
quite a bit
minutes,
longer. Yeah,
I think something like that.
It was like 14, maybe 13, 15.
Yeah. But the whole point being basically figuring out what your maximum aerobic capacity is. But from a metabolic standpoint, so my VO₂ max was 55, and I don't ever do cardio, so I don't really ever do zone training. I don't ever train based off heart rate. I don't do any of that stuff. So I was kind of curious to see what all that meant. And according to whatever data point I looked at, 55 at my age range is like 94.7% of the population. Is it that high? No,
you beat.
I'm in the 94th percentile for my age and sex VO₂ max.
Yep.
So that, I mean, that's not bad.
Were you were in like
cardio.
this super elite category?
Yeah,
or
I was
something.
in the superior category.
Yeah.
But it's like I don't train cardio, so I'd be curious to actually train cardio and then retest. But the cool thing about all of this, and you and I had pretty mirrored results in this regard, is that since it's measuring maximum oxygen capacity with intense aerobic training, I mean, everybody, no matter what diet they're following, they're tapping into glucose as a fuel source at the utmost level of their intensity. So it measures out and it graphs out, at what heart rate, at what intensity, at what time do you start to transition from more of a fat burning state to a carbohydrate glucose dependent state. And you and I both having been fat adapted now for over a decade, it was cool to see that neither you or I were using any glucose initially, and the rate at which we maintained primarily fat metabolism held on for much longer than any of his other participants. And we got both of those graphs. So like for the first, I mean, I don't think I tapped into glucose metabolism until well into the more intense intensities or training sessions. And then I didn't have glucose exceeding fat metabolism until like the very end. And then at the very end, it was primarily glucose, obviously. But it was cool to see that unfold, because it's like people ask me all the time on podcasts, like how does being keto affect your training? Like what happens from your performance standpoint? Like, can you do endurance work? Can you do, short, intense, anaerobic work, aerobic work? Like they have all these ideas as to what keto would not be applicable for. And I'm not even an endurance athlete, and I scored pretty well with that. But it's like we both proved that if you're fat adapted, you can prolong leveraging fat as your primary fuel substrate for longer. And you've obviously got more fat to tap into as a fuel substrate if you are fat adapted than if you're using primarily glucose and going to bonk.
Right.
So like that to me is pretty compelling for that being the superior fuel source.
I think it'd be cool to do another one of these in a few months and do some blood ketone and blood glucose measurements pre, intra, post, just to see, or even we'll just throw a CGM on or something, just kind of see how that correlates to the output.
Yeah, I want to, because I'm kind of getting into like 50-mile march prep right now, so I'd kind of be keen to go back in and get a Dexa scan and then do another VO₂ Max like at the end of August or something, and see if I could have moved that number up. But yeah, doing it alongside a CGM would be
awesome
for sure. Did you ever get your CGM?
I did get a replacement. Yeah.
You haven't put it in yet, though,
No.
right? No. When are you gonna do that?
I'm gonna be gone half of next week, so I don't even want to have it on.
Yeah.
When I'm gone, so maybe when I get back.
You get back. Yeah. We'll calibrate it. Is it? What brand is that one?
It's a Stilo.
Does it let you calibrate or no?
No, it's, and I've had it several times. Had them several times in the past. They're super. It's just a super basic end user. It's not intended for diabetic use. It's not intended to give you 100% accurate data. In fact, several other people have said that they're pretty skewed. My results last time I had one seemed high. My readings seemed high.
They seem super high.
Yeah.
Like higher than, that's why I wanted to get like a glucometer test for you and see how closely they're tracking.
Yeah.
Obviously there's like interstitial fluids. There's a little bit of a lag, but I think it's measuring like a good 20 to 30 milligrams per deciliter higher than it should be.
Yeah, I think so when I compared it to something else. But it's nice to just see what
the trend is.
Yeah, what triggers movement, I don't necessarily look at what the readings are because that's not too concerning. But when I had that last one in, when we went to J Street and trained legs.
It fell off.
That's where it fell off, so I had to get another one. I had it on for like literally less than one day, and it just came off. But when we were training legs and we were hitting some of that heavy stuff, it's cool to see blood sugar spike way up. It went up to like 140, 150, and then fell back down.
Do you ever look at your, because I don't normally wear my watch when I'm weight training because I got my wrist straps on, but do you have your watch on?
Mm-hmm. Usually.
Do you see, like when you're doing a heavy, like we're doing leg press, do you notice what your heart rate is when you're doing like max sets?
Compound movement? I don't usually look at the heart rate. I just use it to track.
Because I'd be curious, like having done the VO₂ Max, we can kind of see based off of our heart rate when we start tapping into glucose. It'd be curious to see, okay, if we're going all out on heavy legs, what is our average heart rate throughout that span? I mean, obviously our glucose is increasing, in circulation because we're mobilizing some of the muscle glycogen, liver glycogen, all that stuff. But it's like we would still be using fat primarily as a fuel substrate because it's still well below maximum aerobic capacity ranges.
That's a good point.
So yeah, I'm going to have to keep an eye on that and figure that out.
I guess weight training is going to be just short bursts of higher intensity. So you may have a burst and then a recovery and then a burst and then a recovery.
But you and I don't
as far
take
as heart rate goes.
Really significant rest between sets. Like we don't
not powerlifting style.
Yeah, we don't go 5 minutes between sets. Maybe that's to our detriment, but who knows? But I like a pretty fast-paced workout. Like you and I normally train for an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And we get a lot done in that time. But I would imagine our heart rate probably never exceeds like 120, maybe 130 if we're doing like lunges or something. Because like lunges gas you pretty good.
They kill me. Squats kill me. Yeah. Lunges kill me. But you do a set and then you pause. Yeah. So it's not really elongated.
Yeah. In other words, in other news, we've got... we're matching.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You want to talk about these?
Yeah, let's talk about these.
These are, go ahead.
Brick by Brick 2025, baby.
Savage container.
So, anybody that knows the Keto Brick brand in business and has for any length of time has probably heard of our Brick by Brick promotional period. To give everybody a little bit of a backstory, we bought this building, our current compound, in 2020. We had a year of renovation. We moved in 2021. The year that we moved in, we told everybody, because we moved in the month of August, and we told everybody, hey, look, anybody that buys a brick during this move-in period, you know, we're gonna honor you helping us move by putting your name on one of the actual physical bricks of our building. So we got like a front brick facade on our, is that the right word?
Facade? Yeah, facade. Yeah. It's just like a brick veneer.
Yeah, so that our whole front is the brick, so we painted black, and we got all these names on there from everybody that bought a brick that 2021 year during that move-in period. But then we didn't have any more bricks, pretty much. Like, we used up all that real estate. So every year thereafter, we've kind of like had an anniversary launch of that brick by brick move-in period, where we'll offer 15% discount site-wide at ketobrick.com. And then we've done like a shirt every year, where, you know, if they spend, I think, $250 or more, they get a free shirt. But we haven't had any other bricks to write names on. However, we are growing, expanding. We needed more storage space, so I bought a massive 40-foot shipping container. We painted it black. Yeah, we're gonna paint Savage across. We haven't painted the Savage across it yet, but that's coming. Right now, it's just all blacked out. But it looks pretty slick out there. And I got to thinking, I'm like, okay, it's 2025 this year. That's technically 5 years from the first one, so 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So this is, in theory, our 5-year anniversary of the Brick by Brick promo. So now we've got more real estate for names. So everybody that buys a brick during our promotional period this year will get their names painted on the shipping container. And everybody that spends $250 or more, not counting taxes and shipping and whatnot, we're going to send them a free Brick by Brick 2025 shirt. So super stoked about that. We're going to have it start on, so this is going to go live on Friday the 1st.
Yep.
And then we're going to start that at noon Central on the 3rd.
On the 3rd.
The Sunday the 3rd. And then it will run until 11:59 p.m. on Sunday the 10th. So during that time span, 15% off everything at ketobrick.com. And then if you spend $250 or more, you get a free Brick by Brick shirt, which I'm stoked about.
Super noteworthy.
And your name on the container.
Yeah, super noteworthy is that 15% off stacks on top of those volume discounts. So this is where we see a lot of people take advantage of the volume discounts and order 24 bricks or more, because on top of that 20% off, you get 15% off also.
Yeah, so
it's
significant savings.
Yeah, this is the time to stockpile.
Yeah. And this is kind of like, I mean, it's August, hot month of the year. That may be technically the hottest month of the year in August, or in Arkansas, rather. So, I mean, like, you're probably going to get melted bricks, but our new packaging is legit. I don't think we've had any issues with the packaging like before. Like these, and I've been testing it hardcore, man.
Yeah,
like,
we've been melting bricks on purpose.
Yeah,
we've been squeezing them, stepping on them.
I got a Primal Fudge brick the other day, and then I sat it on top of my grill on my back porch and let it, and I forgot about it. Like, it was out there for 2 days. So like, it was totally liquid.
This is like this. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was sitting in 95 degrees the whole time. Totally liquid. And that's one of our softer tallows. So I'm like, it's no chance it's going to be solid. So 100% liquid. I shook it around. I like mimicked it being in a carrier truck. And then I put it in the fridge, and then I had it on the way to the show, Saturday morning. Delicious.
Yeah,
tastes totally
it's
fine.
Good as fine. Yep.
Yeah, so doesn't look like a brick as much, a little flatter, but honestly, it's kind of easier to eat that way.
Oh, sure, like
you don't have to open
thinner?
your mouth.
Oh, nice.
It's thinner,
like a bark. Well,
yeah,
not that.
I mean, it's probably about that thick instead of that thick. So
see, when I get one next time I get one that's melted, I want to just cut the corner of the packaging and just
eat it as it's melted.
Yeah.
But if you stick it in the fridge, I mean, 100% totally fine. So yeah, be aware of that, anybody that buys during the promo period.
Yes.
It is going to be toasty, but the bricks are solid. Yep. They're not solid, but the packaging's solid. So the outcome is solid.
And the taste is fine, the nutrition is fine, nothing changes.
Yeah, 100%. So that's cool. I'm excited about that. What else we got cooking, man?
You know what I did on Friday?
What'd you do on Friday?
I had a guided stretching session.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about that.
So it all kind of started because I was inundated with these Facebook ads.
And you've been inundated with injuries.
Yeah, I tweaked my back, my lower back, whatever day that was, a couple weeks ago. And it's been just kind of nagging at me. So I've been taking it easy, and I thought, okay, maybe this is a sign. Anyways, I was seeing these ads, and it's this stretch zone in Fayetteville. And I kept seeing these ads, and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to sign up, because it was like, sign up for your free consult, free stretch, yada, yada, yada. So I filled it out, and they called me, texted me, hey, we got your information. We want to get you in for your free consultation or your free stretch session. And I'm like, okay, they're going to try to sell me something, obviously, but maybe this is beneficial. Maybe this is something that I can add into my self-care routine, because I get regular massages, which I should do more of my own stretching. But if I can add in someone helping me stretch beyond my capability, let's do it. So I went there on Friday, and super cool dude, super cool girl. They were in there. They were working with one other client at the time, so I sat down and had a chance to just chat with this guy, younger guy. He's telling me what they do, what they look for, what kind of stuff, to expect. And it was better than I would have anticipated. They've got a bunch of tables in there.
And where's that in Fayetteville?
It's right over by, it's in that little shopping district. You know where like the Buckle Inn, all that kind of stuff is? There's a big Walmart over there.
Like
Best
Home Depot?
Buy.
Like right there on Joyce?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
There's like that's where Bryson and I get pho when we get pho.
Pho?
Yeah, like the Vietnamese.
What the pho? Okay, yeah.
I don't get the noodles.
Yeah, somewhere, it's like, like Target is tucked in over there. All that stuff's over there. So I went in there, and they've got a bunch of like big, they're like oversized massage beds or tables, whatever. But they've got a bunch of straps and stuff connected to them. So she had me lay down, and she's like, okay, we're going to just do a little bit of an assessment. We use a scale called the 357. So if something is just starting to feel like it's stretching, that's going to be a 3. If it's starting to kind of moderately pull, you're at a 5. And if you're getting up to the 7, it's maybe borderline discomfort, but we don't want to push discomfort. So they never really overstretched me, which is cool. It's safe. She's like, so we're going to do this. We ran through some upper body, lower body, and we're going to just see where you might need some work. So this is kind of just an initial assessment. And she's like, yeah, your left side is like terrible compared to your right side. And certain stretches and certain moves and body positions, she's like, really ideally, if you're well stretched, we should be able to get into like a 90-degree format or 90-degree stance or whatever. And some of mine were not even hitting like 50 degrees. So she's like, you definitely need some work. So they can pinpoint certain areas. Like if you have areas that need more attention, you can go in there and just say, okay, I need this part of me stretched out. Or you can be just like a regular stretching. Like you're supposed to do your own stretching, but these guided stretches will be like a supplemental thing to that. And some people come in and they just do a full body stretch, and they do a 30-minute or a 60-minute stretch. You can come in every week, every 2 weeks, kind of whatever you want to do. And it was really, really neat, because depending on what she's stretching or they're stretching, they will strap you to the table, and then they'll use other straps to pull your legs, arms, shoulders, whatever they need to pull, and they'll get you to where, they want to see where you're at a 3, a 5, and a 7, and they'll just hold it for you. And it's like these.
How long are you holding?
Just a few seconds.
So it's all like static stretching, no dynamic stretching.
There's no like bouncing. There's no dynamic stretching. It's all like just a very brief pause in the stretch position. So it's more static stretching. It was awesome. I felt great. Like my low back was good. My quad, like she found tight. I knew that my left glute was pretty tight because it's all kind of tied into my low back, but my left glute felt good coming out of there. She stretched out my hammies. They stretched out my calves. I got a kind of a impinged shoulder going on. She's like, yeah, we can work on all that kind of stuff. So it was good. It was a good, positive first experience. I would definitely do it again.
What do they charge? I know you had like their free promo introductory thing, but like, what do they charge for a session?
There's a couple different ways that you can kind of set that up if you decide you're going to go there on a recurring basis. If you get a single standalone stretch, they have them priced at $85.
And how long is that session?
That's like 30 minutes. And he said, but we don't charge anybody that. If you buy more than one, it's like $55 a session.
Nice.
You can also sign up for like a subscription or like a monthly recurring cost where you pay X number of dollars per month, and that allocates you X number of sessions per month. And the more that you get, the bigger the bucket of sessions you buy per month, the cheaper they are per session. Which is cool, because I was going to talk to you about that, and maybe you want to go get like a consultation and just kind of check it out and see if it might be something you're interested in, because they said you can actually share that bucket of sessions with somebody. And then if you pre-buy a bunch of them or sign up for something monthly, you can kind of share.
Can we get stretched simultaneously, kind of like couples massages?
Yeah,
like you and
slide
I
the beds up next to each other. Yeah, hold hands. Yeah, whatever. But yeah, it was cool. It was super cool. So
well, I
might add that into my.
Yeah, I'll totally do it, because I'm not very good at stretching ever. Like I don't ever stretch. I just go to the gym and rip.
Same.
I don't stretch before I go for a run. I just go. The best stretching routine I ever did was when I was trying to do some knee rehabilitation. I was doing that knees over toes stuff, and it was like 5 minutes before I started working out. And I've still done a few of that, but like that was the only time I stretched. When Chip and I were working out together, we did quite a bit of that before we started working out. So I need to do that. But if I could like go someplace, once a month or whatever I need to do, but all right, just stretch me good.
Yep.
And then I'll try and do some proactive upkeep on it throughout the month would be advantageous.
Yeah, because they can stretch you with way more focus than what we can do on our own, because
they're strapping you in.
I mean, they're strapping you in, so you can be fully relaxed from head to toe. And when you're trying to stretch yourself out, you can't achieve that. So
yeah, I feel like, I don't know, I need to do more of that. I haven't really been doing any proactive self-care, because like I was doing a massage on a regular basis, but then our masseuse got pregnant, so she was out of commission.
There's
for a
other
bit.
masseuses.
I know. I really liked her, so I hadn't found another massage therapist. Don't do any stretching. Yeah, I just need to get better about that. For sure. I don't ever go to the chiropractor, but I probably should.
Yeah.
Like all that stuff. So yeah, I need to do that. All right.
Knock on wood. Yep.
Yeah, knock on wood.
I think you said you were going to mention something about mindset.
Yeah. So I started reading a new book. You know who Cameron Haynes is? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the super impressive bow hunter that also like runs a marathon every single day.
Does he have an apparel line?
Well, he was sponsored by Under Armour for quite some time. He's not anymore, but he was with them for like 17 years or something crazy. So like he was the face of Under Armour's hunt collection when Under Armour got into doing hunting apparel. But he's been like a bow hunter for eons. He's got a really cool story. Like he started out, drinking too much. His parents split when he was young, and he could have gone, one or two ways in his earlier life, and then he decided to just double down on what made him better, which I can totally appreciate, resonate with that story. But super impressive guy. But he's got a podcast now too. It's called Cameron Haynes Collective, and he'll bring people on. Like he's brought Goggins on, all kinds of people.
Okay, cool.
And his whole, saying or slogan or everything is, he's got a few of them, but like nobody cares, work harder. Which I like that.
See, that's what isn't there like shirts that say that?
Yeah, so he's got, now that he's like blown up, he's got his own like little brand as well.
Okay, that's
with slogans on that. But he was definitely part of Under Armour for quite some time. But like nobody cares, work harder. And like I like that kind of like blue collar, blood and guts mentality of like just putting in the work. Like that's my superpower as a human. That's why like natural bodybuilding appeals to me. It's like grind every single day without any expectation, just commit to it, and then always take one step forward. And he's always preaching that kind of messaging. So he's got that. He's got his steps to success, which is basically just like lift, run, shoot. Every single day he lifts, he runs, and he shoots his bow. So like he wants to be an athlete so that he can perform in the mountains going after elk for 2 weeks straight in tough terrain. And having gone elk hunting a few times now, like you got to be in pretty good shape if you're getting in the mountains and hoofing it at elevation. But I'm listening to his book, and I don't know, man. It's just got me fired up because it's like there are times in life where, and I think we're all guilty of this, but like we have these expectations or we have these desires, or like we have like these little pity parties of like I've been doing this for so long, I should be here and I'm not there yet, or whatever the case may be. And people have it like I should have more followers on social media than I do. I should have more money in the bank account than I do. I should have more, I should be leaner than I am. I should have more muscle than I do. Like all these things. And we have this like finish line mentality of like, I'm going to get to this point and then it's all going to be good. It's all going to be Gucci at that point. Yep. And like that gets people into trouble. That's why like competitors post show, they binge and then they're like way worse off than when they started, and negative feedback loop with food that plagues them for years. But like having this finish line mentality, I don't think is good. Like the race is never over. The line is never crossed until you die. Like you got to always be making progress because there's no such thing as maintenance. You're either getting better or you're getting worse, period. And he's done a really good job of just like, hitting that message home. And like it resonates with everything that I do and am doing, because like I've never had like this viral breakout moment. Like the businesses have never hockey stick that's just been like slow, steady, gradual climb. And, I've got a lot of variables coming in. I got 2 kids now. I work all the time. I, wish I had more time with my family. I wish I wasn't as stressed as I was. But then it's like, if you have this expectation that it shouldn't be that way, if it's not, you get frustrated. But if you like just simply shift your perspective and be like, look, this is just life. Like, there is no finish line. There's never going to be this aha moment where you can just kick your feet up and relax, watch Netflix all day. Wouldn't want to do that anyways. So it's like, screw it. This is just life. Learn to embrace it for what it is and freaking enjoy the journey and never have this finish line mentality. So that's all just been kind of on my mind. And then I was thinking, like, you're analytical, I'm analytical, and I want to be the very best natural bodybuilder that I can be from a ketogenic standpoint. Like, I want to redefine what's possible with that. And, we got 2026 next year being like our building phase. And then you and I are both planning on competing in 27. And it's easy to get caught up in your head as like, okay, what can I do to be like, what markers am I going to use as a proxy for progress in this build phase? Like, am I going to base it off of, lean mass on a Dexa scan? Am I going to base it off of, more weight on the scale, because some of that's going to be muscle? Am I going to base it off how many times I can hit 405 on squat? Like, what am I going to use as my proxy? And I have all these things that are seemingly competing against one another. Like, I'm doing the 50-mile march in August. Like, the best endurance athlete's probably going to be not the best physique athlete, because they kind of compete for one another. But I don't want to shirk my responsibility in being able to perform from an endurance standpoint either. So it's like, I'm just going to be the best version of myself all around. Like, I want 2026, starting now going forward, to just be like, let me get in the best shape of my life. And then when I do that, by default, all my performance metrics are going to improve. If my performance metrics are improving, I'm building more lean muscle. I can be more fit as a human being, which is going to make me more capable as a father. And then I'm going to have a better prep in 2027, because I'm going to be better and more fit going into 2027.
Right.
So like, rather than fixating on, how much lean mass I need to build or what my, PRs need to be, I'm just going to freaking kill it with everything. And I went for a run this morning before I worked out, which by the rule book doesn't make any sense. Like, you want to, train first, not deplete any muscle glycogen, then do your cardio afterwards if possible. But I went for like a trail run this morning, saw the sunrise in Lincoln Lake, ran back, felt great, had a killer workout, went up to 415 for squats with the safety bar, did 9 reps of that, felt great. And, like, I'm just going to kill it, man. I'm just going to kill it in everything. I'm going to have like these things that I do every single day without fail. Like, it doesn't make sense to train 7 days a week, but screw it. Why not? I mean, maybe I would just train 7 days a week. Like, I just want to keep the momentum going in a positive way. So that's what I'm going to do.
You're just going to overkill.
Yeah. I feel like overtraining is relatively hard to do, though, if you get enough rest and you eat enough food. And the body adapts to whatever stressors you subject it to.
It's true.
So I just need to like level up my baseline, like level up what my body thinks is normal. If my body thinks training 5 days a week and doing 1 cardio session is normal, it's going to acclimate to that. If my body thinks that running 7 days a week and training 7 days a week and, killing it is normal, then it's going to level up to that.
Sure.
So that's kind of where I'm at right now. But yeah, it's just been on my mind.
Okay, I have an idea then. How about in 2026, we pick like a mud run, like a 10K Tough Mudder
100%.
Or something like that. Spartan race.
The 50-mile march will be next year too?
Maybe.
You should do it, man.
Maybe.
You should do it.
Yeah. I'm all about pushing the limits too.
Yeah.
We should. 26.
And I think
maybe we can get a group of people that want to.
Yeah, man, 100%. Like, I want to suffer.
Well, I don't want to. I mean, I want to challenge myself. I don't want to suffer, but I want,
I want to be in freaking
hard.
pain.
I don't want it to be easy, but
I want to be able to know that I had to work for it.
Yeah, true. Do hard things.
Do hard things. Yeah. But like, listening to his book, going through my life, like, there's so many cool ideas and slogans that I'm gonna put on shirts, man. Like, I've got so many ideas in my head right now of like, when we roll out the apparel line, there's gonna be like cool, meaningful things that are on the shirts that I'm wearing. That's all I'm going to wear. So like, if I'm not feeling it that day, But then I look down and my shirt says, you know,
embrace the suck. Or
embrace
something like
the
that.
suck. STFU work. Like, I'm going to go put in some freaking work, you know? But there's things that, like, I like the whole lift, run, shoot moniker, because it's like every single day without fail, do these things. And I've been on a kick with like push-ups and pull-ups. So like I've committed to doing push-ups every single day, although y'all make fun of my push-ups. I've been doing pull-ups every single day, and I used to suck at pull-ups, man. Like 7 pull-ups was my max. Now we're doing 35 every single day, and they're getting easy. And I just keep leveling up. But like committing to something every single day. One year I did a 365 Savage was like the slogan for the year. And I partnered up with Brandon and DJ, and we all ran a mile every single day that year.
Yeah.
And it sucked, man. Like a mile's not a huge time commitment. It's not a big distance by any means. But I mean, I'd be at a conference all day, get home at 10 p.m. It'd be snow on the ground. I'd be like, screw it. I'm going to go run my mile, you know? So like that's where it gets hard. Like the day-to-day, limitless, never-ending, arduous, without deviation grind. But like when I look back on everything in my life, that's where all the progress is made.
Yeah, true.
So what are 3 things that you could realistically commit to every single day and never deviate from?
Ooh, definitely drinking coffee.
Coffee, I can get behind that.
I mean, I try to hit my steps every single day, try to lift every single day. Well, maybe not every single day, but some type of movement every single day.
Yeah.
I'd have to give that a little bit of thought. That'd be a great thing to just knock out all of 26.
Yeah. One thing I do every single day is work. And like sometimes it's not anything crazy. Like maybe it's just a newsletter. Like on Sunday, I may just write the newsletter. But I pretty much do some form of work on the business every single day. Like checking with clients, like something.
Yeah.
I could totally get behind lifting every single day. And some days maybe more of like resistance band. I'm traveling, like let's knock out push-ups, pull-ups, and some resistance band curls.
Or even just resistance training and not necessarily lifting.
Yeah, you know, so like that I can get behind. So I need like a third one. Lift. I mean, I'm not a runner, but like I like where my mind goes when I do run. So like I might take up running from a psychological standpoint more so than a physical. And it was pretty cool running Lincoln Lake this morning, seeing the sun come up. Like that was pleasant for sure. Put me in the right headspace.
Before it got too hot too, probably.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know. I'm gonna think about that, but just committing to something and grinding on it every single damn day, brother.
And it starts out hard, and before you know it, it's getting easy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sweet.
All right. That's probably a wrap. How far are we in, Chip?
42 minutes.
42 minutes. All right. Well, to summarize, do hard shit.
Do hard stuff.
Without fail. Then we got Brick by Brick anniversary launching noon Central on the 3rd of August until 11:59 p.m. on the 10th of August. 15% off site-wide at ketobrick.com. You get your name on the shipping container, regardless of how much you buy. Like if you buy that week, you're gonna get your name on there.
Yep.
And if you spend $250 or more, you get a free shirt. So.
And I would say if you have the opportunity to stockpile earlier in the week, make it happen, because usually stuff sells out during that.
Yeah, we're making some malt today, so malt's going to be back
in stock. There are a lot
of
flavors that'll be popping back up.
We're making PB Hallelujah, so that's going to be back in stock. I don't think we still have some of that, but we're going to have a lot more PB Hallelujah. We got Primal Fudge in stock, which is always sold out. Carnivore, we got chocolate peanut butter. We got them all.
Yeah.
Not them all. Not all of them, but we got a lot of them.
Yep.
So, all right, man, it's a wrap. Let's go kill the rest of the day.